Hello, my darlings, and welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Chats with Chel. So, I think today's episode is going to center around creating safety in your body and what that can do for you on a bigger scale. So, I want to tell you real quick about a little story that happened while I was visiting my family for Christmas. Now, it was a wonderful trip and it was amazing to have so much family time. But I found myself feeling a lot of feelings. And I think a lot of us can have that come up, especially if you're on a self growth, worth, love, development journey. Um, as you learn your triggers, as you heal some of those triggers or learn how to deal with them, and also as you get to know yourself a bit more and become more aware of other people's patterns, it can sometimes be an interesting experience to be with family because, no matter how much you may love them, they're the ones who know how to push your buttons. And oh my gosh, there's like an eyelash in my eye, or maybe it's my bangs. Who knows? Okay, we're gonna persist. Oh gosh. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna persist and hopefully my eyes stop freaking out in just a moment. So anyway, what I was saying, this is truly unfiltered. So I think it is okay to acknowledge that as much as you might love, let's say, being home for Christmas, for example, you might love your family. You might really be excited to be home, but you also might get a little triggered and it might be a little difficult for you because a lot of stuff comes up. So, anyway, all of that is to say, I wanted to share something that happened to me. So, like I said, I was noticing that I was having a lot of big feelings come up that I couldn't even fully put into words. And for context, this is the first year that it has usually I just go visit my parents, but this year my brother and his wife and my little niece, who's so cute, they all came. So it was, awesome, one big happy family, but a lot of energy in the house, a lot of family in the house, and I'm not used to that. And so, I think I was just having some interesting things come up, and I'm a sensitive girly regardless, which I wholeheartedly embrace. And you should too. Story for another time, or maybe later in this episode. But I felt more sensitive than usual. Even I was like, what is going on? Why is one little statement from my dad or my mom or my brother throwing me off like this? And so I was kind of dealing with that among all these happy, wonderful, joyous, silly moments with my family that I cherish. And one of those days in particular, it was before Christmas. I forget what day. It was a 10-day trip for me total. My dad said something that really was innocuous. On a conscious level, it was innocuous. I forget what it was. Um, yeah, it was something small. I can tell you it was something small, but something about it wasn't chastising. It was maybe a gentle nudge regarding a behavior. I think it was, we'll just say that. He maybe said, oh, don't do that. But in a nice way. It wasn't mean or anything, but oh my gosh, girls, something about it just made me go, like I was just feeling that in my body. I've just felt a heaviness on my heart, and I was just like, oh shit, I need to go cry. And I don't know why the fuck I need to cry, but that needs to happen right now. So, pretty much all of us were in the living room at this point, but I just went to my little guest room, and thankfully the way that my guest room is set up at my parents' house this time is like there's the room, then there's the bathroom, and there's the closet. So it was very secluded. I'm like self-soothing as I go back to this memory because I was just like, oh wow, I don't know why I'm feeling this, but the good news is I've got, oh my gosh, now this eye wants to act up. For those of you who are listening to just the audio, I have my bangs out in full force across my forehead, and they are just tickling both of my eyeballs right now. So, okay, now we're good for now. Hey, this is what you get with the unfiltered chat. Sometimes a lot is happening. So basically, I go into this little closet, and so I close the room door, I close the bathroom door, then I close the closet door, and I think I locked the bathroom door. So there's three different doors essentially, and thankfully, no one like came looking for me. Maybe we had all dispersed at this point, but I just curled up in a ball and I just started crying. And I was just like, oh, I don't want to make myself cry now. But I was just holding myself and loving on myself, and I was like, "Hey, I can't put into words why I'm sad. It's okay that we're crying like this. It's okay. You're safe." I kept saying that. You're safe. It's okay to feel this. You don't have to put words to this. It's okay to feel this. You're not wrong for feeling these big emotions. And girls, it was so freaking healing. And it also solved the problem. Like, I don't even know how long I was in there. And I literally felt just like a teenager again, because I definitely had, like, not to trivialize it, but teenage angst. I definitely had that. I'm sure a lot of us did. And I definitely had some things as a teenager, and I had quite a few moments crying in a closet as a teenager. Um, but yeah, I felt so good after that. It felt like I purged whatever I was holding on to. And for all I know, maybe something about his tone, because he's my dad, it triggered something like the little girl in me. And so I just knew in that moment, okay, the child in me is feeling like she did something so wrong, which is why I want to cry, even though I don't know what that is. So I'm going to love on that little girl, which is still me. It's inside of me. And I wanted to share this story, and I wanted to share it since that happened because it was such a profound moment for me. And I think it's so important to drive home the point of creating safety in your body and creating safety to feel these weird, and I say weird lovingly, like these weird, nebulous feelings that you just can't understand, these unidentifiable feelings, like at least to the conscious mind. You don't always need to understand why you're feeling a certain way. And especially as women, I would argue we don't need to rationalize our emotions. And it's really important that you reparent yourself in moments like this and you love on yourself. Like, I will share, I love my parents. I have a great relationship with them, but in an instant like that, they probably would have, because they didn't understand why I was crying, they probably would have been like, "What are you upset about? Like, also you're too old for this." Or they might have been like, "It's not a big deal. Stop crying. Stop being so sensitive." And that stuff is it's not from a bad place. It's well intentioned, but it's not what you need to hear in a moment where you're having all these feelings that don't make sense. So, I was fortunate that I was able to go sneak away to the bathroom. I realized that's not always possible. So before I went away to the closet slash bathroom, hopefully this helps you if you're in this situation where you can't go hide away immediately, is really connect to your breath. I really connected to my breath in that moment. I was like, and I tried to do it subtly because I didn't want anyone to know what was wrong because I couldn't explain what was wrong. Connecting to your breath and getting back in your body really, really helps. Because if you let your breath get all like this, and then you're all up here and you're not just regulating your nervous system and calming down so that you can try to process what you're feeling. All of that to say, if you do have an opportunity to just take yourself away, go cry in a closet, go to the bathroom, I don't know, scream into a pillow. It's okay to do that. Like, you're not crazy to do that. You're going to have things come up as you're on this healing journey that don't make sense. And it's a beautiful thing for them not to make sense, quite frankly. It's a beautiful thing to feel these things come up because it means that you are creating that safety for your body to bring it up so that you can address it. So, yeah, let me sip my tea. I just want you guys to sit with that for a second. Let me see if my tea is cool enough for me to drink. Okay, we're in business. I have a nice little peppermint tea with lavender honey. Okay. So I think, let's see where we're at. This is about, okay, almost 10 minutes. I try to keep these to like 10, 15 minutes. If you girls want longer episodes, please feel free to let me know. I'm happy to explore that and have more fleshed out topics. But for now, I think I'm just going to close out with driving home the point that your emotions are valid even when you don't understand them, and that it's important to create space for those emotions however you can. And it's okay when they don't make sense. A lot of times when they don't make sense, it sounds woo woo, but it's true. It's probably your inner child or something from your childhood that's not healed. It doesn't feel seen or heard. It's coming up. It's like, please love me. Please tell me I'm safe. Please see me. Ugh. Just sit with that. Feel the energy of that. Because that's what's happening. And when you can choose to see yourself in that moment, to validate yourself, to tell yourself you're still lovable and worthy, even when you're having these irrational emotions and reactions, you're just, I mean, for those of you watching the visual, you can see the smile on my face. You just feel this warmth and contentment. And maybe some happy tears, like what's happening with me now. It's really a gift that only you can give yourself, is feeling safe enough to hold all of your emotions and storms and chaos and shadows and love them. Just radically love them. All right, we're going to end there. It's a little late for me right now. It's, I think, like close, oh, it's past 10 p.m. So I'm going to go to bed. But I love you all, and I really hope this resonated. Also, I have a new, let's see. Yeah, okay, I'll tell you. Yeah, I have an ebook in the works. It's called The Way Back to Yourself. That's the working title, The Way Back to Yourself. And it's especially going to be a guide for how to do this self realization and actualization and self love and work and validation. And also going to be an approach for how to set boundaries and be self assured and be strong if you're naturally a nice girl, if you don't want to be the bitch. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to post a link to this episode if you want to get on the wait list to get the special introductory early bird price. Super excited about that. It's launching in the spring. I don't have an exact date yet, but that will be coming pretty soon because the years just fly by at this point and time flies by. I'm also working on a reset guide that's going to be free for all of you. So stay tuned. Email list is going to get it first. So make sure you sign up for my emails if you haven't already. And while you're at it, you can grab my current guide on self-sabotage, 7 ways you're self-sabotaging and how to stop, because that guide goes away January 31st, 2026. It's gone forever. So make sure that you grab that. Okay, that's it. Love you all so much, and I'm here for you. Please comment any topics that you might want to explore, any questions you have. Mwah. I'm going to end it here. Third time I'm saying that, but I mean it this time. Mwah, mwah. Bye.